Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, old guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sandman, Viral Hip Hop News. We're in the building. It's a Thursday. Another edition of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Oh God, what's good, my brother?
What's good, man? Episode 101 in the building, always blazing through your speakers, whether you're listening on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere. It's the Uncensored Truth Podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman, covering all your top hip-hop stories and stories from all across the world. We in the building, family. Everybody on YouTube, as always, hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. Let's get it.
Indeed, man. Feels good to be on here on Thursday evening, as always.
Yeah.
Like Old God said, make sure you hit that like button going into the live podcast tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Man, these weeks fly by, man. Before you know, it's another Friday. It's another Friday. Yeah. This month will be gone. Then summer will be here, man. It's crazy. But we definitely are excited to have this show for you today. Definitely excited to see you guys showing your support on all three platforms: Viral Hip Hop News Uncensored, and of course, the Uncensored Truth Podcast official channel. Yeah, let's get right to it, man. We got Dame Dash on the menu.
Yes, sir.
Been popular, man, in recent news.
A lot of people calling him out, man, as of late, man. And I'm kind of feeling for my man Dame, just a little bit, right there, getting a phone call, but we're gonna push
business,
business. Right through this. So yeah, man, a lot of people have been calling out, Dame Dash. We seen Funk Flex go back, and this time taking aim at Dame Dash's family. Now, Dame Dash, put up a post. I'm gonna read the post and I'm gonna play the video by Dame Dash. He said, "A real man knows never to mess with a man's family to prove a point. It's a poor taste and out of line, and a desperate coward would go that far. Career coon at Funk Flex. I'm letting you know now we have a problem, but I'm not dealing with you, a slave. I'm gonna deal with your master at Hot 97." And now he's adding the CEO of Hot 97, Jeff Schumelin, and he goes on to say, "Your slave ass has gone too far and on behalf, and it's gonna cost you. I suggest you holler at me before I holler at you. It'll be cheaper, but I suggest you bench your slave before it costs you more. Trust me." And then he goes on to say, "Killing my culture as a business model has to stop." He at a lot of the top hip hop sites, there, I guess, wanting them to get involved, but we're getting involved with this. Sandman, before I play the Dame Dash audio, what do you think about, Funkmaster Flex taking aim, at Dame Dash's wife and his children? You said you had information they were sending them text messages or something like that.
Yeah, well, first off, that's a sucker move. That move's a sucker move. You don't, and what happened to code? See, when I was brought up, it was you go ahead at men at all costs. Man to man, you do your thing, but we leave women and children out of it. And far too often we see people on the internet throwing people's mamas out there, throwing people's wives out there, throwing people's kids out there. It's the corniest, gutless, most wackest thing you can do. And for the fact that you go that route to seek attention, there's only two ways to go about that. You either have to physically go at him and let him know what's good. I'm going to protect my family as a man and handle my business. That's just as a man, the first way of thinking. I'm about to go put hands on this dude. Or I'm a businessman. I'm sitting in a situation where I could potentially take away millions and millions of dollars, not only from my pocket, but my children's pockets, opportunities, etc. If I go and act out in an irrational way, the original way I want to act, which is to knock this dude's teeth out. So let me not do that. Let me go the legal route. Let me snatch his pockets. Let me snatch this pocket, that pocket, that pocket. That's the mind of a businessman. Now, the 25-year-old Dame, I thought that was corny and a sucker move too, to take him to court. 49-year-old business Dame, you got to protect your family. And there's really only one or two ways to do that. If he's not going to put hands on them, that's the only
way. He
route.
started coming at his wife, as well, pretty much referring to Rachel Roy as an intern.
Right?
Ex-wife. His ex-wife, Rachel Roy, as an intern wife who took all the shit, you know what I mean? Also, he left the video to kind of speak, on. So I'll play this video and get your thoughts on this.
How do you deal with people, like having public parents and people saying things about them?
So it's kind of just about knowing my perspective of you and knowing how you've treated me throughout my whole life. So kind of having that standpoint of like what I know is true, so that when I see negative comments about either you or my mom, I already know that it's just not true because I know who you are as a person.
Because it's crazy, because when people talk about people, I don't think they think about how it affects their children.
I mean, yeah, and it definitely like a couple years ago when all the like Beyonce's whole fan base was like attacking my mom's page, and then she went private, so then they all came to my page, and I literally have like thousands and thousands of comments like just so rude. Your mom's a whore, like blah blah blah. Even stuff about me, and I had nothing to do with the whole situation. And they have nothing. They have no idea what's true and what's not. So like they're just kind of going off what they think.
Yeah, and I could definitely, agree 100%. Like I said, I've seen this a lot, particularly, on YouTube or with the social media things that people go that extra, go at your family and stuff like that. First, it's a coward move, but they don't think they're ever going to run into you and whatnot. So if you can't really get them physically, you got to send a man at them. In a situation like this, it's okay, it's one thing to say something about Dame and go at him, but now when you put his family in it, you now move to a whole nother level where it's like I got to take action against this, because it's like you can try to tear me down and hurt me all you want, but bringing my family into this some bitch shit. And it kind of shows you, though, it shows you that Dame Dash is right. It shows you that it's some type of agenda, people coming out of the woodworks to try to discredit this man. Maybe he may not have a perfect past. I'll give it to him. None of us have. He may have done some things that he may regret, but his fundamental message is right on, dead balls, accurate. For them dudes to be, coming at my man like that, I think it's corny, man. I think it's real corny. And it just shows, again, that slave master dynamic that's still very prevalent in the United States. A lot of us are still dealing with that.
Let me tell you why Dame Dash isn't a victim in this situation. Let me tell you why he's not being bullied. Let me tell you why he's a genius. Straight genius. Because I guarantee you, them book sales done been up since this whole shit that went down. I guarantee you Dusko's been inquired to more. I guarantee you Rachel Warry's been looked into. I'm guaranteeing Dame Dash's name is just being looked into more, and each one of his brands are making more money.
But do you think that, but not to cut you off, do you think that's, do you think that he wants it in that negative light, even though you make, all right, say you make money, you know what I mean? You make some money, but people now attacking your family. Is it worth it?
I don't think that the move in regards to Flex going at his family is a sucker move.
Right.
And I think he's handling that in the way that he needs to handle that. He's going to take his pockets, and I don't think Flex will go at his family anymore. But the fact that you have other media outlets and other sources seeking Dame's name, whether that to be seeking spotlight because of the fact that his name is hot. You see all these outlets now. Dame Dash stormed off the red carpet. Dame Dash is mad here. Dame Dash is mad here. And then we see Dame Dash kind of talk about and have conversation about each and every one of these things, monetizing the content while producing his brand. And now everybody's searching with him. Dare I say, this was a great play in Dame Dash's behalf. Like I said, he didn't know that a man would turn into a woman and start involving a family. I don't even know if a woman would do anything dishonorable like involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it. They help him. It's definitely even they even spoke on, which we already knew when Leo Cohen, had, came at Dame Dash and tried to discredit him, and it didn't do nothing but make him more money. The more that these people, continue, to call him out and put him in headlines, of course, is going to equate, to money. But this is a sad situation going on, with Hot 97. We have been very critical, of some of the stunts that they have been pulling, as of late. And, again, man, to go after somebody's family, I just can't condone that in any way. But I don't think that it's going to really escalate. I think that, not to say that Dame Dash is bluffing, but he's just, kind of telling you, just fall back off my family, dog, before I have to really, take it there, because some people do spend a lot of time in court. Look at 50 Cent.
Yeah, and they had no problem being in court. And Dame Dash is the same dude. He ain't got no problem sitting in court, tying your ass up for as long as he has to. And we've talked about it. Like you said, we've been critical of Hot 97, and they deserve it. First off, they have no attachment, and they have no clear view of what the youth and what the young are looking for. They got Stone Age people behind the scenes making all the decisions and pushing all the buttons. And now they have this dude in here spreading such negativity for the culture. Now, we've been on this podcast prior to the last couple of months and all this shit going down, praising Flex and his musical influence, talking about not putting respect on your rapper saying they're the best without writing their bars and being the real, artists behind their craft. We've seen him do things, but then when you really look at the spectrum of things, he's been doing that since we were riding the school bus, listening to Hot 97, going to high school.
Yeah.
And now that we're entrepreneurs and you see this 10-year challenge shit going on, we seeing people throwing their pictures up. It's like, okay, you throwing your pictures up, but if you're doing the same thing you were 10 years ago, what the fuck is really going on?
Great point.
What are you doing?
Sam, man, this is kind of switch it off. Leave it there. What do you think about, I sent you the link last night, Star, Star Buckwild show, the infamous, radio personality that will start off with Hot 97, had it going back and forth. And we all know, the history between these two. What do you think about him? Yesterday, pretty much doing a little show, trying to bring up some old things from Dame Dash's, alleged things from Dame Dash's past, almost kind of to smear the man, talking about he had a couple, alleged sexual harassment cases. That was kind of whatever. What do you think about that whole attack on him from that angle? Because they did, Dame Dash and Kenyatta did, address Star as well.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. I am a fan of Star to a certain degree. He's entertaining to me in a certain degree. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, I mean, it's like, damn, what you could have been and where you at. And I don't mean to be critical, because I'm sure then will be the next one. But when we look at it and we look at his targets are usually people that are trending and hot right now. And what's that doing? Ultimately, that's gaining you what? Numbers. So this is a numbers game to him. And he's very good at bringing up negative attention and drawing light to that negative attention and clowning on that negative attention and getting people in the same frame of mind, that negative frame of mind, to respond to that. And he plays that position very, very well. What is it getting him, though? And I don't know if he wants anything. That may just be his lane. Cool. But what is it getting him? Right. So to a Dame Dash, it surprised me that he even responded and he saw that.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you the power of the internet, what they do see. Seeing our shit, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so was Star. And so was the other
it is what it is. Yeah,
Uncensored.
So, man. This is a hot seat. To sit in. Not everybody wants to partake for whatever reason, but it is what it is. We're going to continue to do what we do, over here. But that's definitely, interesting that Dame Dash is now, threatening to go to the CEO of Hot 97, which is it's crazy. But anyway,
he ain't playing no games. He's coming. Indeed.
Yeah, man. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and Sam, man, going in today. On this Thursday, everybody listening on YouTube, you already know what to do. Hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. Yeah, man. Not too much going on, today. I did see this though, Sam, man. Common was pretty much asked about the Super Bowl and Travis Scott, and he left a statement. Looked like TMZ caught up to him. So I'll play this clip and get your thoughts on this.
Man, do you feel like you should ask him for his blessings? Man, that Super Bowl, man, I ain't really supporting the NFL. Don't really support black people. They not supporting Kaepernick in a way that. When I say they don't support black people, they not support, like Kaepernick said he was standing up for people who were being shot down, black and brown. The NFL basically blackballed them. They've shown how they feel about us for real. I respect the NFL players, but the owners, man, they ain't shown
that's deep right there. What he said, 100% accurate. And just before I let you go, I want the Cam Newton situation now. I don't know if you know, but he's might not even be playing for the 2019 season because they kept him in while his shoulder was still hurt. He was taking too many hits, so now he's in jeopardy of missing a whole season. That's just another reason. But Common, that's real talk. Colin Kaepernick, protested. They blackballed him. They straight up blackballed him. He can't even get a job on the worst team in the NFL. Sam, man, what are your thoughts about Common saying, look, he's not really rocking with the NFL like that, and we shouldn't be either?
I respect him.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
I respect the perspective 100%, and I understand where he's coming from. And like you said, we got close family members, your father in particular, who still don't watch the NFL.
Yeah, true.
And diehard Redskins fan to the death. But ain't watching the NFL because he doesn't like what's going on, and he's not the only one out there. There's a number of people that are out there doing the same thing. You have other people who 100% agree with what Colin Kaepernick's doing, but they still watch football because there's certain things that's going to really change things and certain things that aren't. Travis Scott performing at the Super Bowl is getting a lot of criticism right now, but let's keep it real. Whether he performs or not isn't going to change anything. Same thing goes with Big Boy. Same thing goes with commercials. And Common says something that I kind of disagree with. He respects the players, but how don't you hold them accountable? Because they are the one thing that could really change something. If they all collectively got together, your what's my man that plays for the Eagles?
Malcolm Jenkins
of the world and all them people. And he's been criticized, and we've been very fond of him on this podcast, but there's some things that we got to even dig deeper in when it comes to him in this whole broader scheme of things. But imagine if all the players got together and say, you know what, fuck them. Yeah, we could take a game check or two, but fuck that, we're gonna shut down for a weekend.
Well, I don't think he meant it that way. I think he kind of meant it like he respects the players, but the owners ultimately have the power, because the players, yeah, they could definitely, you know, do that, but the owners are the ones that ultimately did, you know, blackball them. Now, when I think that he's saying respect the players, like he respects what they're, you know, at least some of them are trying to do. That's just my interpretation of it. But of course, we know, like, yo, the players should stand up. But then people always say, well, what if you was on your job? Would you stand up if you had to miss, you know, even in like with this government, you know, shutdown? I seen a video earlier where the government workers, IRS workers, are saying they ain't got money to feed their family and gas to work. So yeah, so it's like, when you working for a company, no matter what, it's like, it's not as easy as people think to say, oh, I'm just going to boycott this. Nah, you working for the company. You know what I mean? So maybe that's where he could be coming from. I also agree with you when you say, okay, we don't perform, somebody else does. Nothing's going to change. You're going to have your group of people who are still going to be watching it. It's a shame, but we don't move as a collective. So to act like we do now is crazy.
I think, and I 100% agree with what you're saying, but I hold professional athletes in particular to a higher perspective and to a higher bar. And I don't mean that when it comes to people, because we all bleed shit and walk the same way. But me getting laid up with an IRS worker not being able to grab gas for their kid to go to work and things like that, not provide for the kid, that's one thing. But when you got $1 million contracts, $100,000 of contracts, and you think if we collectively amongst each other as a team shut this down enough, it wouldn't take long for there to be some radical change. Now, you sign a contract to play professional ball. This is something that you've dreamt to do. You're put on a higher level. No one's saying you have to do it, but just imagine if a couple of them actually did. I'm not knocking anybody who doesn't. I'm not saying you have to. Just imagine if a couple of them did, how much money would they actually, in the grander scheme of things, really lose?
Yeah.
I mean,
but then on the other hand, though, like to kind of even look to show you how like trash the NFL really is, we see like the players that making, you know, the millions, is a lot of, but you got a lot of them ain't really making that much money either.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So that's even like a, you know, another point to like, damn, the NFL is just complete trash.
And then you see a lot of players now, especially in particular in the Pittsburgh Steelers, Le'Veon Bell, couple other players, they sitting out. Fuck them. Not doing it. And they're called selfish, and they're called this, and they're called this, but it's a business. And when you look at the NBA, you look at the MLB, I'm not sure how the NHL is structured. And you look at these people, these athletes getting guaranteed contracts. I remember Ryan Howard, who played for the Phillies years back, $125 million guaranteed. Got his leg broke the next year, still got his money. It's crazy. And that's baseball. Basketball, same thing. You look at the most dangerous sport in all of the world, one of the most dangerous sports in all the world, and not only are their contracts guaranteed, but their pensions aren't guaranteed. They're getting thrown around like nothing, and then they're making pennies on the dollar compared to their cohorts in other sports. It's sickening. It's sad.
They're getting killed out there too. I mean, you talk about, you know, the injuries. If you I know you always heard this when you listen to the press conference, they would say everybody's always playing hurt. That's not a good thing. That everybody's got to play hurt each and every, you know, Fletcher Cox, you know, out there hurt, and all Eagles different players. So it's crazy, man. The NFL is a mess, but you know, you got some people who watch it, some don't.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, another episode of the Uncensored Truth podcast in the books on this Thursday in the middle of January. Everybody listening on YouTube, man, go ahead and do me a favor and hit the like button. Yes, sir. That's all I pretty much got over here.
Indeed, man. As I look through the ticker, there's not much going on this evening, but we're very excited about the live podcast tomorrow.
Yep.
Going on. We ain't going to talk about the bullshit here on the Uncensored podcast. I'm sure there's a lot of y'all that see what's going on in hip hop. That's just not our cup of tea. Y'all go and enjoy that on these other platforms. We get to the real, we get to the raw, we get to the truth over here. We just had a great interview with a brother, Mr. Johnson. I'll leave it at that. We're going to drop that on the Uncensored Truth podcast. So if you happen to be watching this on Hip Hop News Uncensored or Vile Hip Hop News, make sure you hop over to the Uncensored Truth podcast official channel and check out that interview, because it was powerful. You're not going to want to miss that. Oh, God, before we get out of here, I know we got the live podcast tomorrow, so we'll talk about this a little more. But real quick, your pre-fight picks. Adrian Broner versus Manny Pacquiao Saturday.
Oh, this week?
That's this week, man. January 19th. You might have to come through. I mean, it's late. I know you be getting in the crib and tucking in, but I'll be watching the fight, man. January 19th. Adrian Broner versus Manny Pacquiao, man. Who you got?
I don't want Pacquiao, man.
I'm
just not.
That surprises me.
I'm just not serious. I'm not sold on Broner, man. I just thought, at one point he was, who he really wasn't. I thought he was going to be a great prize fighter, and he kind of disappointed me. I hope that he wins. I'm gonna go with Pacquiao.
Man, I hate to agree with you.
Yeah.
But looking at Pacquiao, he's not going to lay down. Does Adrian Broner have everything it takes to knock him out? Everything it takes to outbox him for 12 rounds and make him look silly? Absolutely.
But will he?
It comes to like the 6th or 7th round when it's like, all right, you got a choice to make. Are you going to take this from him? And we've seen him come short so many times. So I'm going to have faith, like you said, in Adrian Broner and reserve my pick probably until the live podcast tomorrow. But I hope you're wrong. Kind of leaning toward where you're thinking, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we'll definitely, that's gonna be a good one, though, man.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. But another episode of the